Anyway, what he said was, if we don't clearly define we are not socialists, the Republicans are going to come at us every way they can. The Vermont senator hitting back by taking swipes at President Trump, but is Hickenlooper right for calling out Sanders? Here to discuss, we've got a panel. Our former chairman of the House Oversight Committee, Fox News contributor, way screen left, Jason Chaffetz, policy director of the Conservative Partnership Institute, Rachel Bovard, and Democratic strategist and senior contributor of Millennial Politics, Max Burns. Welcome to all of you. Max, what did you make of John Hickenlooper calling out Bernie? Hey, we can't be socialists or we're going to lose.
I mean, I don't know where John Hickenlooper's been, but Republicans have been calling Democrats socialists since about 1888. They're going to do it whether or not we're advocating policies that are actually socialist. And very few that we saw last night were willing to get on to a full Bernie Sanders Dem socialist platform.
But Rachel, from what we saw last night, it was a race to see who could be the most left person there. Maybe not socialist, but way to the left.
Well, oh, absolutely. And call a spade long enough, eventually they'll admit it. And we saw this last night. This party is so far to the left. We are now talking Medicare for all. We're talking the elimination of private health insurance. We're talking decriminalization of the border. And we're talking tax hikes on the middle class. This is a party that has moved so far to the left, Joe Biden doesn't even know what to do with it.
Jason, you kind of are smiling a little bit because this has become the narrative by Republicans. It's like we are going to campaign on you can't have socialists run the country.
The policy prescriptions put forward by the Democrats, I don't think are going to be accepted by the mainstream. They may be lurching to the left to try to get the Democratic support out there. But if you look at taking away people's prescriptions or taking away their health care insurance, right. You look at the pro-illegal alien viewpoint, I think they're so out of touch. I don't see how they bring more people into the party. I think they're repelling people every time they stand up and debate.
Of course, there is a crisis at our southern border, and we've been talking about it for months. Meanwhile, the Democrats on the stage last night in Miami brought up immigration. They talked about it a lot. Here's some of that. Listen to this.
There's nothing he will not do to separate a family.
And for a party that associates itself with Christianity has lost all claim to ever use religious language again.
Those who come seeking asylum, we should immediately have the capacity to absorb them, keep them safe.
I will release children from cages. I will get rid of the private detention centers. I would not be spending money in for-profit prisons to lock up children and asylum seekers.
And of course, there was also that memorable moment when, can I see the hands, who would support health care for people who are in the country illegally? Jason?
Everybody that has gone on to actually win the presidency had a degree of optimism with them. Everybody from Reagan and Bush and Bill Clinton to Barack Obama. But I heard none of that over the last two nights. They were doing everything they could to take away your freedoms, put government first, take more taxes. I don't think that resonates. I saw no degree of optimism coming from those Democrats, and I think it'll hurt them come general election.
It was kind of a grim image of America both nights.
Yeah, I think we also, on immigration, to that clip, we need to be very clear about one thing, and that is Democrats are now unabashedly the party of open borders. We saw no discussion last night of border security or enforcement. It was simply, let's decriminalize border crossers. That is, without question, open borders. So that's where we are now as a party, as a Democrat party.
Max?
God, this is such bogus outrage. I mean, is anyone going to pretend that Donald Trump ran a positive primary campaign when he ran? He was calling Rand Paul ugly and Jeb Bush's wife an illegal immigrant by this point. And people like Pete Buttigieg and Kamala Harris and Julian Castro stood out, I think, specifically because they put forward a very optimistic next-generation view of the country.
Well, I tell you what, let's do a lightning round. I'm going to ask you about who your winner was and who the loser was. And Max, we're going to start with you, the Democrat.
From last night, the winner easily Kamala Harris. I think she commanded the stage from the beginning and put Joe Biden on the ropes in a way that he didn't really recover from in the second half.
What happened to Joe?
Joe Biden came in knowing exactly what he needed to do and the problems that he needed to fix with his base. And he not only failed to do that, but he actually doubled down in a way that makes him look incredibly out of touch for the party today.
He's the first person in the history of presidential debates to say, hey, I'm out of time. I got to shut up. Who is the loser?
I would say it's an even tie between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. I mean, if I'm President Trump watching Kamala Harris or Liz Warren, I'm worried that I don't have the energy to compete with this.
Rachel?
I have to.
Your winner.
Yeah, I have to agree with Max. Kamala Harris ran away with it last night. She was completely in charge, owned the stage.
Loser?
I have to say Joe Biden. The party is galloping past him, and he has no idea what's going on.
Jason, who was the loser last night?
I think Bernie Sanders. He used to be out there all by himself, had a unique message. Now he just seems to be in the mix and fading fast. I saw no energy out of him, and he couldn't answer the basic questions other than, yeah, your taxes are, way up under my plan.
At least he's honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who was your winner?
I think Donald Trump is stronger politically today than he's ever been.
Why did I know you were going to say that?
I really do believe that. I really do.
On this panel, we have somebody who says Donald Trump was the winner and somebody who says he was the loser.
I can't believe we disagree, Jason. I'm very disappointed.
All right, make sure you check out Jason. He's going to be back in this studio doing Outnumbered today at noon Eastern. All right, Max and Rachel and Jason, thank you very much.